You might have your Super Bowl traditions, but do you know the secrets behind the spectacle? I bet you will learn something new about America's favorite game even the biggest fans might not know. In the world of sports, few events capture the heart and excitement of millions quite like the Super Bowl. It's a day when fans across the country and around the globe come together, united by their love for football, spectacular halftime performances. Today, we're going to share 10 Super Bowl facts that are just as interesting as the game itself. From record-breaking moments to behind-the-scenes secrets, we're about to discover why the Super Bowl is not just a game, but an event that goes beyond just sports. So let's get started. Number 10. Imagine a team, close in both good times and bad, hit by a tragedy that's hard to believe. This isn't a what-if story, it really happened in the sports world. In 1970, the Marshall University football team was in a terrible plane crash that killed everyone on board. This sad event made the NFL think hard about what they would do if something like this happened to one of their teams. So the NFL came up with the disaster draft. This is a plan for a really bad situation, where if a team loses 15 or more players in a tragedy, the league would have a special draft. This means the team that lost players could pick new ones from other teams to help them rebuild. And there's more. Depending on how bad the loss was, the NFL might even stop the team's games for the season and give them the first choice in the next year's main draft. It's a rule we all hope never gets used, but it shows how much the NFL cares about its teams and keeping the game going. Number 9. Let's lighten the mood and dive into something fun. The most unique and, honestly, some of the funniest names in the NFL. Imagine looking through a team list and spotting a name like HaHa Clinton-Dix. Yes, that's a real name, HaHa. And just when you think it can't get any quirkier, along comes a player named Guy Whimper. And you're left wondering if these are actual names or just nicknames for fun. But wait, the title for the most memorable name in NFL history has to go to Dick Butkus. It's hard to believe, right? You might ask what his parents were thinking with a name like that. But one thing is clear. With a standout name like Dick Butkus, you're not going to be forgotten easily. And true to that, we remember him not just for his unique name, but also for being an absolute legend on the field. Number 8. Let's jump into the world of NFL fans, which is truly unique for its intense passion and honestly, some outright wild behavior. Imagine fans turning their pre-game traditions into big public shows and houses turned into shrines for their favorite teams. The commitment is serious, everyone. And think about a fan who spent an entire week making a tribute to Peyton Manning, not with traditional art supplies, but with an entire cornfield. But when it comes to the ultimate level of fan excitement, the Bills Mafia stands out. Their enthusiasm is like a force of nature. When they won the AFC East Championship, the celebration went way beyond just cheering and high fives. Fans actually stormed the field and ended up pulling the goalpost right out of the ground. Yes, their happiness turned into something you'd see at a wild concert rather than a sports event. It shows just how intense NFL fans can be, blurring the line between being a fan and being a fanatic in the most amazing way. Number 7. There's a shocking story in NFL history that teaches a big lesson. Orlando Brown, a big player whose job was to protect his quarterback, was in the middle of a game. Suddenly, something unexpected happened. A penalty flag, which is usually just a part of the game, accidentally hit Orlando in the eye. This caused a serious injury, and Orlando couldn't see properly, which made him stop playing for 3 years. But Orlando's story didn't stop there. He was not only strong on the field, but also very determined. Orlando worked hard to get back into the game, even though his vision was still not perfect. He also took his case to court. In the end, he won a big settlement from the NFL, getting more than $15 million. This story shows us about overcoming tough times, never giving up, and finally winning, teaching us that sometimes the most important wins happen off the field. Number 5. There's a draft day tradition in the NFL that's as odd as it is long-lasting. Imagine you've been training hard, dreaming about the day you get picked in the NFL draft, and then it finally happens. But you're the last one chosen. Suddenly you get a nickname that's a bit funny, but also a bit embarrassing. Mr. Irrelevant. This name has been around since 1976, and it's meant to be a joke, but it also means you're the target of some friendly teasing. Take Brock Purdy, for instance. He was the 262nd pick in the 2022 draft and got the title of Mr. Irrelevant. They've proven that in the NFL, it doesn't really matter if you're the first or the last pick. What really matters is how you play the game. Number 4. Antonio Cromartie, a name that's made headlines both on and off the field. During his impressive 10-season run in the NFL, he was known for his agility, skill, and an uncanny ability to intercept the ball. But it's his life away from the gridiron that's caught the attention of many. He set a record of a different kind, one that involves family rather than football. He became a father to 14 children with 8 different women. Now, parenting is no small feat, and his story really shows how complex and demanding being a dad can be. Just the money part is huge, with him having to pay around $330,000 every year for child support. This situation shines a light on the personal struggles some players go through. Number 3. The NFL is famous for its incredible toughness. It seems like nothing, not even the wildest weather, can stop an NFL game from happening. And then there's the extreme cold. The kind of cold that's so intense it makes it hard to breathe and turns stadiums into frozen castles. The Packers have experienced this firsthand, once playing in Green Bay with 17 inches of snow on the ground. This shows how much the NFL believes in keeping the game going no matter what, and how tough and dedicated the players are. Number 2. In the NFL, it might surprise you, but dunking a football over the goalpost is actually against the rules. This rule came about because of Jimmy Graham. Graham, who is 6'7", used to play basketball before switching to football. When he first started in the NFL, Graham had a special way of celebrating touchdowns. He would dunk the football over the goalpost, just like a basketball dunk. This was his way of connecting his past in basketball with his present in football. However, one time, his dunk was so powerful that it bent the goalpost. This caused quite a scene and led the NFL to quickly make a rule that stopped any more dunks in the end zone. Number 1. And here we are, at the top spot, with a fact that might just change the way you look at one of the world's biggest sports events. Did you know that Super Bowl isn't just a casual name, but a trademark that the NFL guards very closely? That's right. Since 1969, the NFL has owned the rights to the term, which means anyone else using Super Bowl for business could get into legal trouble. This is why you often hear it called the big game in ads. It might sound a bit much, but the NFL is serious about keeping its brand safe. This was really shown in 2008 when a church in Indianapolis wanted to have a Super Bowl watch party, with tickets and all. The NFL found out and quickly sent a letter telling the church to stop. The NFL made it clear, no one can use Super Bowl without permission, not even for a community event. From the surprising and funny to the truly astonishing, these little pieces of information show us the many sides, the excitement, and the unexpected turns that make the NFL and the Super Bowl as big as they are today. If any of these facts caught you off guard, made you laugh, or left you scratching your head, then remember to hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to our channel for more content that goes beyond just the game.